This is Bloomberg Surveillance.
Where did overpriced blue jeans come from?
Well, I think, funny enough, dating back to, I think, Gloria Vanderbilt.
We'll blame Gloria Vanderbilt?
Yeah, Gloria Vanderbilt at Bloomingdale's. Actually, I think they decided to come in and price a jean, which back then was $8 versus $5.50, and that's the beginning of it.
The high end is stalled. They're out looking for the new hip. How do they discern among 10 hipsters developing fashion brands that Rag & Bone is the one?
Well, I think that ultimately Rag & Bone and other contemporary brands,
sure,
as they are called, whether it be jeans-based or contemporary women's fashion-based, the brands like Theory and Helmut Lang and Diane von Furstenberg, which is contemporary and bridge, are really sort of becoming the new luxury. You know, there are luxury brands, and then certain brands came along and decided to be able to provide the same lifestyles, but for a more sharp price point, let's say.
When you say bridge, what is bridge? Is that an age category?
No, bridge is a sort of an industry term that defines maybe a bridge between the old, better sportswear classification, right, and luxury. So it's an intermediary. It's sort of a little bit of an aged term now, but it's really now there's advanced contemporary. There's other bridge brands, but I think it's an industry terminology.
Why does no one smile in women's wear daily? You go through it page after page after page. Everybody's.
Oh, it's not cool to smile, you know. They don't do it. But you do a very good job at it.
Like that. When you look at this, what's the trend as we go into the fall that you're watching most closely?
Well, what I think is really interesting about that classification of business is that, particularly with the luxury conglomerates in Europe, you know, they're now Kering, formerly known as PPR, LVMH, Richemont, etc. As those guys are seeing a little bit of a slowdown, their growth rates are now, in the case of Kering, for example, just under 8% versus 18% a year ago.
They got to do something.
They'd have less organic growth. So right now they are actually focusing on acquisitions themselves, but also acquiring brands that are not completely in their sweet spot, meaning not just luxury, but these more lifestyle but aspirational brands. You've seen a big deal recently with Texas Pacific Group, who just bought the Sandro Mage Claudia Perlot brand from El Capital.
I have no idea what you just said.
That's the European, it's the European equivalent.
This is great. Fashion, high end, with Mortimer Singer.